As of the first quarter of 2024, roughly 43 million Americans held a cumulative $1.6 trillion in federal student debt. This figure has more than tripled since just before the Great Recession. It's higher than all of the credit card debt in the US combined and would be equal to the 12th largest economy in the world. The average household with student debt owes around $55,000, with estimated payments of $500 per month. Average annual tuition can now range from around $10,000 for an in-state public university to almost $40,000 for a private institution. Living expenses and other costs can push the price tag of a 4-year degree at a public school to above $100,000. For a typical student, parental contributions and grants cover the cost of close to 2/3 of an academic year. Student loans account for about 10%, although family contributions include loans parents take out too. But those loans come with interest, and paying down the principal can become a burden. 2 decades after college, half of borrowers still owe at least $20,000 on their loans. While millions of Americans are paying back student loans, the amount owed is not evenly distributed. Roughly 4 in 10 students at public 4-year schools graduate debt-free. Of those who do owe money, 15% owe less than $5,000, and 1/3 have less than $10,000 in outstanding debt. On the opposite end of the spectrum, 7% owe more than $100,000, but account for more than 40% of all outstanding federal debt. A lot of that small group is made up of students in graduate programs, which can be more expensive and come with loans with higher interest rates. For law and medical degrees, average student debt is nearly $190,000. It's also not evenly distributed by age, with millennials and Gen Xers shouldering more than $1.1 trillion in debt. Racial disparities also remain, particularly in loan payback. One study that tracked a cohort from 1995 to 1996 found the average Black borrower still owed 95% of the loan amount 2 decades after graduation. As of 2021, roughly 3 million of all borrowers had defaulted on their debt, down from a 2016 peak of about 5 million people. Some economists have questioned whether the enormous amount of student debt creates a net drag on the overall economy. Monthly payments of hundreds of dollars for a decade or more prevent otherwise high earners from making major purchases, like cars and houses, launching a business, or starting a family. Ultimately, the future will depend on a variety of factors. Will people continue to see the value of a college education? Will alternative options to a traditional 4-year degree become more widespread? Will policymakers find ways to help borrowers pay down their debt? Follow updates to the state of student debt with 1440.